Welcome to another edition of This Week in Disc Golf. It's Tuesday, September 27th. I'm Charlie Eisenhood. Let's talk about what happened this week. We had the MVP Open at Maple Hill. It's the final stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour this season before the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship, and that meant the final chance for competitors to get a chance to earn their way into the finale. Big money on the line coming up at Nevin in Charlotte in just a few weeks in October. First up, though, we've got USDGC and the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship. More on that next week. Let's dive into what happened at a thrilling MVP Open. We'll begin in FPO. Kicking things off in round one, your world champion and dominant player over the last 2 months, Kristin Tattar. Hole one. Well, that's a good way to start the tournament. Absolutely perfect. And gets the lone birdie of the day on hole one after that drive. Hannah Blomroos on hole two. Oh yeah, that's smooth and up to the basket. Right about here, we got a weather delay that held things up for a few hours. So picking back up later in the day, Paige Pierce, cannon the birdie. She's playing some of her best disc golf in a couple of months this weekend at MVP. Round two, Kristin Tattar out in front, 1 under. Windy conditions making it pretty challenging for the players all weekend. Paige Pierce throwing that slow disc perfectly to the green. Such a tight angle. And then in on 18 for the par. An up and down day for Pierce, but she is tied for first as she finishes up her round in round two. Natalie Ryan, after a slow start, 7 over in round one, starting to pick up the pace, pick up some birdies, cannon some putts. 4 under on the back nine. In round three, Tattar from distance knocks it down. So she's back in a tie for first with Pierce. And then Pierce to get to 4 over. Oh yeah. Cashes the putt up the hill. So we go to the final round. It's actually Natalie Ryan who's out in front, but she's dropped back into third place. And a little love tap off the tree on hole 8, and she's right there. And the 8 holes fired up with the green flags. Having so much fun out there at Maple Hill. Kristin Tattar, third place, hole 13. Excellent shot. And then the long range birdie putt. Yes. Beautifully done from Tattar. And that is a bonus birdie on 13. Pierce tied for the lead on 17. Good shot. Then just this circle's edge putt and completely misses the basket. Coming back up the hill, off chains left, and just a disaster after a really good upshot. So she drops to 3 over. Natalie Ryan. Second shot inside the circle. Tattar for birdie. Yes. So Tattar moves to 1 over. Natalie Ryan needs this to match. Got it. So the two of them go to 18, tied for the lead. Paige Pierce gave up too many strokes on the putting green on 17, but plays 18 perfectly. She's in for the birdie. But it's looking like it'll come down to Natalie Ryan and Kristin Tattar. Ryan pushes the right side a little too much, catches a tree, safe but short. Tattar, conservative shot, but a little bit further up the fairway from Ryan. So Ryan gets up to near the green and then pitches onto the green. Tattar has this, if she can throw it in for the win, not there. So they both take the par, and we're headed to a playoff. Natalie Ryan's never lost in a playoff. Kristin Tattar's never won in a playoff. Jeff Springs got the coin toss, and it says that Tattar will go first. So very similar shot from Tattar. A little shorter, though, but clean and safe. Ryan caught the branches right side last time. Good correction, and crushes it up the fairway. So Ryan is in a good position. Tattar first with the second shot. Gotta get around the corner, and it gets a great kick off the tree as she's just a step outside the circle. She is 0 for 5 on the day from circle 2, however, on the putting green. And a beautiful shot from Ryan. Gets down low enough to kick off the stone wall for Tatar. Needs this. Just a touch low. And a shrug. Her winning ways have come to an end at the MVP Open. Natalie Ryan taps in for her second Elite Series victory of the year. And she is your champion at the MVP Open. Steve Dodge handing over the trophy. Biggest career win for Natalie Ryan and beating the world champ along the way. Let's hear from her after the round.
I feel incredible. Winning this event it's mean a lot to me. I have a lot of friends, a lot of supporters around here, so it means a ton to me to win this one. It felt very stressful. Kristen gave me back one on 15. That was kind of honestly a gift. But I knew I needed to basically just keep pace, keep pushing, try and stay with her, and I managed to do it.
So Kristen Tatar keeps her perfect podium streak this season alive with the second place finish. Natalie Ryan becomes the 15th player to win multiple Elite Series or majors in a single season in the FPO division. That's a pretty small group to be a part of. And Ryan gets her 4th career 1,000-plus rated round. She improved her score each of the 4 rounds during MVP Open, coming back from a 9-stroke deficit after round 1 to ultimately win the tournament. Let's turn our attention to MPO, where things might have been even a little bit crazier. We kick things off in round number 1, and we have a weather delay. And that means that because there was so much weather that delayed the FPO rounds, there wasn't enough daylight to get the MPO round 1 in, so they have to cancel one of the rounds, and they'll just play 3 rounds beginning on day 2. Macbeth, world champ, in for a nice birdie to get things going. Simon Lizotte, a little bit of a slow start, but look at this turnover backhand shot on hole 5. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Such a technical shot. Hole 9, Adam Hammis, jump putting for his 3rd shot. Oh yeah! Wow, 125 feet, Adam Hammis puts it in the basket. Amazing shot. We go to round 2. Corey Ellis, he's been having a really nice season, qualified for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. He's in 4th place and puts that one inside the circle, gets the birdie, gets another one on hole 3. Great long distance putt from Ellis. And how he's out in front at 8 under. Hole 8, got to go over the water. Little ups and downs and off the cage. Oh boy, he almost got that one. That was close. So he's dialed in. Gannon Burr looking sharp. And look at that shot. Sneaking through those right side trees and right to the basket. Linus Karlsson trying to find his way into the Pro Tour Championship. Throws a great second shot there and gets the birdie and gets another one on 15, so he moves to 8 under par. Outright leader Corey Ellis. Another birdie. He moves to 12 down. Looking really dialed in. Macbeth trying to end his round on a high note. And yeah, that's perfect. Tap in birdie for Macbeth. So we go to the final round. Corey Ellis has a 3-shot lead. And he'll take the box for the lead card. And this throw way left on hole 1. That is out of position and out of bounds. And then missing the par putt on hole 2. This needs to get right in a hurry. And it doesn't. He goes OB on 5, and it's just a nightmare start for Ellis, who doesn't birdie until hole 8. So he drops well out of the lead, and Macbeth is making a charge. That's 3 birdies in a row for McBeast, and he's in 2nd place. Meanwhile, Simon Lizotte, after a 2 over round 1, shot 8 under in round 2, and he's playing well again in round 3. Macbeth keeping it going. 8 birdies now on the round. Simon winner of 3 Elite Series events this season, cashes in the birdie on 16. And now he is all the way up at 15 under on the chase card, looking like he's going to go into the clubhouse with a lead. Ellis picking up the pace a little bit, starting to bounce back after a really slow start. 3 over through the first 7. Lizotte, beautiful shot on 17. Absolutely crushes it up to the gap. So Ellis right now, a shot back of Lizotte. And he just pipes this one. That is just so good from Ellis. Tap in birdie. Gannon Buhr is in the mix as well, but this shot is left and that kicks in the wrong direction, and he knows that that may have cost him a chance of winning the MVP Open. He's been close a lot this year. Ellis taps it in. That's a birdie. He's at 16 under. Linus Karlsson taps it in for a birdie. He's at 16 under, and Simon Lizotte is in the clubhouse, 2 phones out at 16 down. So it's a 3-way tie for first place as Ellis and Karlsson take the tee on 18. What a crush from Corey Ellis. He is way up the fairway. Karlsson, second on the box, and that finds the first tree. So he's in scramble mode. He's, of course, at this point just thinking par. Ellis, way up there, can win this tournament with a birdie, and he just blasts it way long and into the gallery out of bounds. An unbelievable mistake. He only had about 150 feet into the basket. Now he'll need this from 76 feet to par. Oh, just off the cage. And that means that Simon Lizotte is going to win this tournament from the chase card. Lizotte waited 30 minutes in the clubhouse, and he gets to hoist a trophy in his home state of Massachusetts. 4th Elite Series win of the year. Incredible stuff. Simon Lizotte, let's hear from him after his win.
It feels so unreal. It makes no sense. At no point this whole weekend I thought I had a chance to win. Maple Hill, the course gave me a lot of love the last 2 days. Great kicks here and there, and the crowd absolutely unbelievable. So, yeah, I've been just in that house, little hut behind us, just shaking for the last 20, 30 minutes. And I got lost for words. I can't believe it. It's crazy, just crazy.
Just a wild final day in MPO. Simon Lizotte becomes the 3rd player ever to overcome a 6+ stroke deficit to win an Elite Series or Major after he trailed by 7 after round 1. Think about that. 3-round tournament. He was down 7 strokes after round 1 and came back to win. And he also matches Ricky Wysocki's 4 wins on the year with the win at the MVP Open. And Corey Ellis becomes the 3rd player to blow a 3-stroke lead this year. We saw Aaron Gossage blow a lead at the World Championships. We also saw Gannon Buhr blow a 3-stroke lead in the final round of the Las Vegas Challenge when Drew Gibson ran him down and then beat him in a 4-hole playoff. So a pretty remarkable day all around. And Ellis and Karlsson had those opportunities on 18 and just couldn't cash it in. And Lizotte able to avoid even having to go to a playoff and wins it outright in regulation. And that brings us to our social media minute. We check in with Alex Benson. Here she is on hole 14 at the MVP Open at Maple Hill, throwing over the water. Crowd wants it. Crowd gets it. They go crazy, and you can hear the roars from all over the course. Congratulations to Alex Benson for an awesome ace, not only at a tournament, but with a big crowd behind the basket. Before we move on, our Statmando stat of the week. Simon Lizotte taking home $12,500 for his win at the MVP Open. Natalie Ryan taking home $9,000 for her win. Those are the largest ever payouts for MPO and FPO at an Elite Series event, non-major, and non-tour championship. But as a regular Elite Series disc golf tournament, those are the biggest payouts ever. beating out some of the other huge payouts we've seen from this season at Ledgestone, at the Green Mountain Championships, etc. So congratulations to those two for taking home some big paychecks along with their MVP Open trophies. So, of course, this was the last chance for players to jockey for position to get into the Pro Tour Championship. If you take a look at the leaderboard, Ricky Wysocki wins the points title this season. He beats out Macbeth by under 5 total points, 1040 to Macbeth's 1035.6. And the same 8 players who had a bye to semifinals will hold on to those spots. And no changes for the byes at all. If we scroll further down the leaderboard, we see that Vino Makala moved up 6 spots into 24th. Andrew Marweed and Linus Carlson both getting auto qualification spots thanks to their performance at MVP Open. Andrew Presnell dropped into the play-in, and Thomas Gilbert moves his way up into the play-in at the 36th spot. Jake Hebenheimer may get an opportunity, depends on whether or not Eagle McMahon plays. He has a guaranteed spot because of his win at the European Open. Over in FPO, Owen Scoggins held on to her bye to semifinals thanks to her 6th place finish at the MVP Open. Further down, Holland Handley moving up from the play-in into a qualifying spot. Alexis Mondahano fell from a qualified spot into the play-in. Macy Villadiaz and Jen Allen moving up into play-in position. Lisa Fakis may get a chance to play as well. It depends on whether Haley King takes her play-in spot thanks to her win at the U.S. Women's Championship. We'll know the full lineups for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship in a week or two as players accept or decline their invitations. Big money on the line yet again, and there'll be a play-in tournament this year for the final 2 spots in each division. $250,000 purse last year, $30,000 to each of the winners. We expect it'll probably continue to increase this year. Stay tuned for the purse details. We're also going to find out the 2023 schedule later this week. Of course, we'll talk about that on next week's This Week in Disc Golf and get you posted on everything to expect coming up in 2023. We got a weekend off coming up here, and that means that everybody gets some time to practice up at the USDGC and Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And then right after that, we'll head over to Charlotte, just up the road, and go to Nevin Park for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. We're wrapping up the 2022 season. Lots of stuff still on the line. Congratulations to Ricky Wysocki and Kristen Tatar for winning the points championship in the Disc Golf Pro Tour, finishing number 1, Ricky beating out Paul, and Kristen beating out Paige Pierce. That's going to do it for this week. I'll talk to you next time.